you tired of eating bland and monotonous flavored food when trying to be healthy? Well, you're in the right spot because this peri peri chicken is super tasty and also nutritious, and you can have 5 lunches quickly prepped under 40 minutes. So let's jump in on how to make it. We'll start with our marinade. We're going to throw 250 grams of chopped red bell pepper and then another 250 grams of chopped red onion onto a sheet tray here. Hit that with some oil and then put this in a 475 degree Fahrenheit oven for roughly 10 minutes or so. We're just looking to roast the vegetables a little bit, which will add a deeper flavor here to the marinade. Once we're there, we'll put the roasted vegetables in a blender. And then we'll follow that up with the zest of 1 lemon and then the juice of that lemon as well. Then we'll add 4 cloves of garlic, 2 bay leaves, oregano from roughly 10 stems or so, 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, or you can add a bird's eye chili if you want to be traditional, 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar or white wine vinegar if you have that instead, and then finally 1/4 of a cup of water to help thin out the marinade. Now we'll blend that until it's smooth. This is a fairly standard marinade. You can change it up how you want. For instance, fresh thyme or fresh basil would be a tasty addition as well, but I wanted to keep it simple. Once smooth, I'm going to reserve some of this marinade for later for our sauce, and I'm reserving roughly 100 grams or so here. And the rest of this we're going to pour over 710 grams of chicken. Now we'll mix that up well and let marinate for however long you have. To cook the marinated chicken, I'm going to put this on a foil-lined baking sheet, top it with some extra marinade, and then put this in an oven set to 400 degrees Fahrenheit until it reaches 165 internally. Now while that's cooking, we'll make a quick coconut lime rice. Very simply, we'll take 200 grams of washed long grain white rice and then add in 150 grams of coconut milk and then 250 grams of water. Now we'll hit that with a pinch of salt, mix that up, and then we'll let that simmer until it's cooked. And once we're there, we'll take the rice off the heat and then we'll add in the zest of 1 lime and then the juice of half a lime. We'll mix that up as well and then we'll set this off to the side. Now we can prepare our bean and corn salsa. We'll start by adding 50 grams of sliced yellow onion in an oiled skillet set over medium heat. We'll let this get some color, and once it does, we'll add in 150 grams of corn, which we'll then hit with a pinch of salt. And I turned up my pan heat here a little because I wanted the corn to get some color on it, almost like a slight char to it. And when we're at a place we're happy with here with regards to our corn, we'll then go ahead and add 150 grams of black beans, which have been drained beforehand. We'll stir that in, and you can go ahead and turn the heat off here and let everything sit in the residual heat. Now I'll hit this with juice of half a lime. And then finally, we'll hit that with a pinch of salt before putting this off to the side with our rice. And then finally, we're going to make a quick sauce here with our leftover marinade from earlier. But the marinade needs some body first, so we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste here, which we'll let cook off its rawness first before adding the residual marinade back in. And once that's there, we'll add in the reserved marinade. We'll give all this a good mix and make sure everything is incorporated well. And then once the flavors have got to know each other, we'll set this off to the side. Now we can cut up our chicken and prep our lunches. Once our chicken reaches 165, we'll transfer this over to a cutting board to cut up. And I'm cutting this very simply here across the breast and doing it like we did in the chicken parm video. I want to keep each chicken breast organized here to make the prepping a little bit easier. I generally think about each lunch being half a chicken breast. And once we've gotten everything cut up how we like it, we can then move on to prep our lunches. I apologize here, I lost some footage, but I'm going to start off with my rice and then I'll follow that up with our corn and bean salsa. We'll then hit this with some Roma tomato and a pinch of salt. We'll then follow that up with our delicious peri peri chicken, and we'll try to keep each breast intact here to keep it a little organized. And then we'll heat each one with our sauce over the top. And again, that's roughly 100 grams or so, or approximately 20 grams per lunch. And then finally, we'll finish each one of these off with a squeeze of fresh lime over the top. But there you have it, you're now meal prepped for the week. Simply mix up each dish and then microwave for roughly 2 minutes or so, and you'll be eating a materially cheaper and likely tastier meal than going out for lunch each day. Do the prepping in advance, save yourself some time and money, it's totally worth it. And as usual, here's the ingredient and macro overview for the dish, for which there's roughly 5 servings across this dish. But I hope you guys enjoyed the recipe. We'll be posting more recipes soon, so be on the lookout. And if you guys have any requests, just let us know and we'll try to work them all in.